Okay, I'm going to show you how I trim my papillon's feet. If you can hear me over all the noise. First of all, I make sure the nails are cut back at a good distance away from the toe. I try to get it actually as close to the toe as possible. Here I have it up to the furthest point of the quick without it bleeding. What I start off doing actually is with the pad of the foot, I put my thumb here on the back and I start cutting along the bottom of the pad, getting out the excessive hair that is hanging out over the back of the pad. Even in the very back, just tightening up the bottom of the feet. And I do apologize because these scissors need to be sharpened. From that point, I go along the outside edge of the toe, of each toe, and then I follow up. Here you can see that toe and the nail is Tuna. All right. You can see that it is starting to shape right here. I'm going to go up here and I am going to blunt this right across and start making a curve. Quit. Tuna is not cooperating this morning. I'm also going to go up here and blunt this. Coming back down, looking at the bottom, making sure there's nothing excessive hanging out. Some people will come up in here in between the front two toes and make sure there's no hair sticking out up here. Quit. If you have a really hairy foot, but I haven't bothered to do that. Also, another thing I do, depending on the dog, is I clean this area up here. I might bring that up a little bit and make that neat. So you can see how that is neatened up in comparison to the other one. I'll go ahead with the other one and do the same exact thing. Taking the excessive hair from over the pads, making sure I get all of that. And then rounding around the toes. Again, I blunt. Sometimes their feet are not the best. I've got pretty good feet to work with. So sometimes you have to kind of eye shot it and see what you're doing. But again, we have a pretty decent foot there. Stay. Have to neaten up here a little bit. Now, once again, as long as you know I am not making the correct papillon foot. Their foot is supposed to be elongated. The front 2 toes are supposed to be longer. I make my foot like a hare foot, which is shorter. This is the incorrect way to make it, but this is a way I prefer making it. So I'm teaching you the incorrect way. I go through the same procedure on all 4 feet. The rear is a little bit different because you have the hot hair to deal with. There's many different ways you can deal with that. And I'm not sure I'm really going to get into that at this point. I know you just want your foot to look nice and tidy. Easy. There's a lot of different things you could do with this hawk hair. People do a lot of different things. I actually groom it to one side, make it straight on that side, groom it to another side, make it straight on that side, and then I groom it straight back, make it straight and perpendicular to the hawk. And then angle it down. But at this point, she is not bathed. This is not. I'm not in the position to see it. I can see I have a hole there, so we're not even going to go with that. I'm going to do one more foot here. Getting all that hair out from the base in between the pads. You have to make sure if you have a good sharp scissors that you don't cut the pad of the foot. It just happens so quickly that you take off a sliver of the pad. And it happens to the best of us, so be very mindful of that. Stay. Tuna, you're a little princess. After she's bathed, this will fall more into place and look much more natural than it does right now. But at this point, you kind of get the gist of the idea. So, this is your foot. This is how you see it. And we hope that helps, right? Yeah.